What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction. Super excited about this video. If you're new to us
and we new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Actually, Kriel was my brother, my one and only brother. He became a young activist at a very, very young age. He engaged in the struggle since the age of 14 years old, while still at primary school. So he started at primary school level. He was involved in all the Bonteheuwel. We hail from Bonteheuwel, so he was involved in all the school bodies there, and then later he became wanted by the security police, and through his involvement, he was harassed on the school premises.
Oh, wow.
To the extent that he had to leave the country. And he went to join Mkonto with his way.
Leave the
Michelle,
country.
earlier on you said, we shouldn't be mourning the life of Ashley, well, the likes
Is
of...
it that whenever there is somebody in position to do great things, but it also plays against the systematic rule that they don't want to see change, that individual has to up and go? They got to pack everything and leave every single time. So I've noticed that so far through a lot of videos y'all sending that people got to leave when they're in position
They
to
be
change.
exiled.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're speaking from an American experience, right? He started being an activist when he was 14. His life was taken when he was 20.
In process of being harassed while he's at school.
Right.
That's different.
Where y'all wanted him to go at such a young age? What?
How are they so how are they so intimidated about a 14-year-old? A young teenager.
He had influence. I don't want to bring this up. I'm not going to say no names.
Alright. If I can read between the lines, I might spill a bean. So
What an influential social media influencer just did in New York, just with his presence.
Yeah.
Influence.
Numbers is powerful.
But the whole city out.
Influence is powerful. You can get people to like if you sit back and think about the impact you just had, then you realize how quick you can change the mindsets, the narratives, the aspect, the relationship. Like you could do a lot of work.
And he was doing this for good.
Yeah.
For good, for change.
Yeah. That's what it was, too.
Ashley, Kriel, and many others, who died during the struggle. You said rather we should be celebrating his life. We know that till this very day, the person who's responsible for the murder of Ashley Kriel has not been, brought to book. What are your thoughts as, the sister of Ashley Kriel on the fact that, the justice system, or rather the wheels of the justice system has been so slow?
I feel that the justice system has failed us. And I believe not only us, there's many other families which the justice system have failed, because our call is for the murderers that murdered and maimed our family members. They should be brought to book. And it's over years now. It's now, like we said, the 31st anniversary, and the family has called before, but nothing has been done thus far. And the reason why I say that our fallen families have to, or fallen comrades have to be celebrated rather than still at this stage to mourn them, it's due to the fact that justice hasn't prevailed yet. The perpetrators hasn't been brought to book, so obviously the family, there wasn't any closure for the family, and that is what we desperately need. Okay.
Thank you so much. That was Michelle, the sister of Ashley Kriel.
Shout out Michelle, man. And do you guys think that we can be a lot more? I think we can. We can be a lot more powerful if we can understand history a lot more in depth. The reasons behind the acts of murder attempts happening to the youth, to the elders, and to the activists. Like if we knew what type of history that we had to deal with, we would know how to protect people differently. We'll know how to shadow them differently. We'll know how to, actually let their business be our business instead of us being the background while they be the announcer.
Yeah.
Like we can play a whole lot of unification roles here instead of just letting certain individuals. And I'm not saying that no one did something, anybody did anything bad, but at the end of the day, like when you understand culture and history and how we are looked at, one powerful voice can be muffled easily because he was walking alone that night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
But see, I feel like, so again, guys, we're talking from an American experience. We do know that what happened in South Africa is more recent than our history here in America, but the same thing applies because we have spoken with, we've covered a lot of the history. And we have chatted with you all through live streams and, different things like that. And there has been the generation, what's the generation called? The Born Frees.
the Born Freeze.
And some of them don't know like some of the people in South African history. So
Not to cut you off, but they also mentioned that a lot of videos that you guys send us, like the real golden ones, like y'all be sending some golden videos, and people be like, I never knew this.
I don't know this person.
So it's kind of hard
Yeah.
to dive into a historic moment if those like stories are never talked about. If that's not put on television, it's not
Right.
being like if it's not being seen, people won't know it existed.
Right. And the point is not to dwell on the past as if it's still happening. That's not the point. The point is to learn the history so that you can protect that it never happens again.
Yeah,
That's all it's about.
yeah.
Not to dwell on it and act like it's, still happening. I understand there are things that's going on there. But my point is, don't go suit up as if that is going on. Hopefully y'all understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just crazy how you could kick somebody out of a country though. Like
At a
at
young
that point,
age.
then you know what I'm saying. At that point, what security can he have?
Right.
But if his influence is that powerful, that number of people, regardless of where they send him, he should have people that should be up and willing to pack up everything and sacrifice their time for him, just like he did for those thousands and thousands and thousands of people.
Right.
I'm just saying.
But listen.
I'm just saying.
Listen, it reminds me of some of our activists.
Yeah, some of our great leaders. Yeah, 100%.
It does, and I'm not even speaking about the Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. I'm thinking about some of our young revolutionaries. You know what I'm saying? Fred Hampton, Huey P. Newton.
Them all really was revolutionaries.
Yeah. They had to end it.
Yeah.
They was like, you doing too much.
Yeah, they didn't get kicked out the country. They
You
went
making
straight for him.
Too much change.
Them all hide in
Yeah.
the bushes and get you right in the back.
I was gonna say what really happened, but I don't
Yeah, no, that's not what happened, but that's
I'm
what
trying to start nothing.
that's how stories be.
On my left-hand side, I am joined by the chairperson of the Youth League in the province, Mr. Mohammed. Just talk us through, as the Youth League, why is it so important to celebrate the lives of the fallen heroes, as we are here today to celebrate the life of Ashley Kriel, and also are we celebrating the likes of Ashley Kriel enough? Is enough done to celebrate their lives?
Thank you very much. I think not enough is done to celebrate the lives of our fallen heroes. And I say that not because there's a shortage of names or monuments named in their honor or programs. Celebration and commemoration of the lives of our fallen heroes is not only through events or even programs such as that we've had today. Celebrating their lives is through doing the practical things as well. Ensuring, number one, that those who are responsible for their killings, for their murder, are brought to book. So as a nation and even as government, government of the people have not done enough. Because if enough was being done, we would have seen that those who murdered Comrade Ashley Kriel would now be facing justice. Justice has not been done. And as a youth league, our celebration is going to be reflected in ensuring that we make that call and that we pursue this issue. That's number one. Also celebrating is to ensure that those who are with Ashley, that those who are able to tell us about the lives of Ashley, are able to ensure that that whatever Ashley stood for and others stood for, other heroes of our struggle stood for, the likes of Peter Mokaba, the likes of Colleen Williams, the likes of many others, that that what they stood for forms a basis of our political education. And when I say political education, it's not only restricted to the youth league or to young people who are active in political formations. It's a political education of young people in the nation. That's the way in which we ought to celebrate these lives. Yes, reflecting, having memorial lectures, those things are important. Having monuments named after them. In fact, having the school which our late commander and Comrade Ashley Kriel attended, Bonteheuwel High School, in our view as a youth league, should be named Ashley Kriel High School. Because it's through those type of monuments and memorials that we will understand who they were, but it goes beyond that. It's about ensuring that...
It's like slapping them in the face with history. Like, you can't get rid of it if it's monumental. You know what I'm saying?
And it's going to force children to be like, who is this person?
What school you go to? You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, snap. Like, that's something that happened in real life.
Right, because I remember I went to a school called Phyllis Wheatley Elementary, and we had to learn about her life. You know, well, that was the type of teacher that I had. You know, she wanted us to know the history of the school.
You had a good one. You had a good one.
Right, I had a good teacher.
There you go.
Yeah, so eventually, you know, I found my way to writing. And her being the first black person to publish something in the United States, a work of art, that I have a sense of pride still to today. You know, me being an author, being a writer, a storyteller, looking up to that person.
Yeah, man, they need to put a name on a building or something. Names needs to be on buildings.
Yeah.
Like, you will influence young Sierras to be great in life. You feel me? Like, real talk. That's how it is. The babies are impacted just as much as the history that we leave out there in the open.
Yeah.
The more we leave the history out there in the open, the more impact we can do. The more our activists and leaders are protected, the more impact we can make. So it's...
with the markers and things. Like, I know, like, when we pass by markers, we're going to stop and we're going to read what happened right here.
Yeah,
the historical markers.
Yeah.
And I do know that y'all say that y'all do have things like that. So all of those things are needed.
Yep, I agree, brother. He's talking
what
about
they stood for becomes a basis for our political education, ensuring that we become active citizens as young people. That's the celebration, that we unite in a province like the Western Cape, that young people, not only the Youth League, but young people beyond political formations, unite and pursue our common generational mission, that we take on the issues affecting young people.
Thank you so much. That was Mohammed, who is the Youth League chairperson in the province. And also earlier on, I spoke to the sister of Ashley Kriel, who are basically calling on, you know, the justice system to prevail, as they know that, as we all know that, you know, the person responsible, the perpetrator or perpetrators who are responsible for the death of Ashley Kriel have not been brought to book. And also we hear from the Youth League in the province also adding that, you know, it's not a matter of just celebrating the lives of the fallen heroes. It's also just taking it further and also drawing inspiration from what the fallen heroes like Ashley Kriel actually stood for, and implementing that into our daily lives to move forward as not only as the youth and not only as youth in the Western Cape, but as youth throughout the country. And also the sister of Ashley Kriel basically also also just mention that he was very young when, he was shot and killed. However, in his 20 years, he managed to join the MK and also, become a youth activist. And also we heard from the chairperson of the Youth League also adding that, monuments should be, or rather naming of a certain high school which he went to in Bonteville should be something that should be on the cards. And he's saying that the only justice or rather commemoration that they feel is just for Ashley Kriel is when justice has prevailed and the person responsible for his murder is behind bars.
All right, Nasipi, thank you very much.
Yeah, we're gonna end it right there. So, yeah, interesting.
Yes, so there wasn't many videos about Ashley Kriel, but we feel that this was, one that really taught us some things more than we knew before.
Right.
About him. So let us
100%.
know. Fill in the gaps if you know about him so that other people can learn about him with us. All right. So we hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like to support the channel that way, as well as our reaction request form is in our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.